Kapiti Guam, and welcome to KOAM News Extra. I'm Sonia Artero. April 22nd through the 28th is Crime Victims' Rights Week. The week was first declared 27 years ago by President Ronald Reagan to focus the nation's attention on those who have fallen victim to crime. Locally, government and nonprofit groups come together to educate the community about the services that are provided to our victims. As such, the Office of the Attorney General honored this week by way of a flag-raising ceremony and will continue to conduct other activities to raise awareness, including tonight's interview. Here to expound on their mission and the many services they provide victims of crime is Guam's Attorney General Alicia Lim Tiaco. She is joined by victims advocate Otilia Iguinoef. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you guys spending your time and your efforts here on News Extra to get the word out. Now, what type of services does the AG's office provide for victims of crime?
Sonia, many members of our community are not aware that we actually do have a victim witness Exuda services, which, as you've indicated, is our victim advocacy group. Most especially, our victim advocates are here to serve our community by providing support, compassion, being there for our victims in our criminal cases. And so they are there to accompany them to court hearings, to educate them about our criminal justice system and our legal system in general, because of course there are sometimes situations where other simultaneous or coinciding legal proceedings may be ongoing at the same time our criminal cases. So again, a variety of different services and support that they provide.
A part of that education is the Crime Victims Bill of Rights. Tell us what that is and what people should know about it.
This is the Bill of Rights for victims of crimes. The right to information about the conviction, sentencing, imprisonment, and release of the offender into the community. The right to be consulted and advised about plea bargaining by the prosecuting attorney. The right to have daily information on each case. The right to be notified if a court proceeding which they have been subpoenaed will not proceed as scheduled. The right to be notified if a court proceeding which they have, the right to be reasonably protected from the accused offender. The right to be informed of financial assistance and other social services available, including information on how to apply for the assistance and services as a result of being a witness or a victim of crime. The right to have safe waiting area during court proceeding. The right to have stolen or other personal property returned as quickly as possible when the property is no longer needed for evidence and the Office of the Attorney General approve its release. And the right to be notified by the Guam Police Department and Department of Correction regarding changes that will release the offender into the community. The right to at least 3 days notice of court proceedings and major development in felony cases. The right to confer with an attorney for the government in the case. The absolute right to testify, have a lawyer present, and call witnesses at sentencing and parole hearings. The court may grant the right to testify at court proceedings concerning plea agreements. The right to be informed by the governor prior to the pardon of the defendant or perpetrator.
Otilia leaves no stone unturned. Did I cut you off? I'm so sorry. Were you done?
Excuse me?
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Is there anything that she left out that you want to add to this particular event?
No, Otilia, I believe, went through all of the Bill of Rights, and as we have heard, there are numerous rights that our victims of crime have. Perhaps one of the major priorities of the office that correlates to our Victims' Bill of Rights is the fact that it's so critical to have communication with our victims. Many times victims are concerned about the status of an offender, about the status of a case, and so it is very critical that we take the time to inform them. The worst thing that any victim would want to experience is to walk into some store and then see the perpetrator or the offendant in the supermarket and not realize that the person was released from confinement. And so, of course, that can be a very traumatic and very scary experience. And so in our office, we are working very diligently to emphasize the need to communicate with our victims and inform them of the status of cases.
Yeah, communication is